So let me just say, from the jump, Fire Force is criminally underrated. Like, let's be honest here, right? I mean, this anime isn't just some flashy surface level shonen power fest. It's a deep, it's dark, and it's clever, and it just looks absolutely insane on screen. Do you know what I mean? Like, it checks every box when it comes to what makes an action anime elite, but it also dares to be different, weird, and even in the best possible ways. I'm gonna talk about how Fire Force and why it deserves way more respect in this industry. I'll talk about the story, the characters, the unique concept, and of course the action, because let's be honest here, action in the show absolutely fucking cooks. Just shut up. It cooks fucking oranges. But I know there's some fan service in there from Tamaki, and it's just not the best. Well, sure, I know that for now. Let's start with what sets it apart from the crowd. The concept. In a sea of shonen, where you've got demons, curses, titans or ninjas, Fire Force flips the script with spontaneous human combustion.
Ordinary people burst into flames and become fire demons known as Infernals.
That's mad already, but it gets even better. Now, imagine elite firefighters not with hoses, but with fire powers of their own, fighting fire with fire, literally they're fighting fire with fire, like what the fuck. But and it ain't just people chucking flames, like you've got generations of pyrokinetics with different styles and abilities. First gens, well yeah, let's start with first gens. First gens can't control the fire inside them, they just burn, pretty cool. Second gens can control existing flames, think redirecting bullets or using frictions like the Lieutenant Dave. Third gens, they can create their own flames, full offense, no breaks. The coolest ones in my opinion. And there are also people like fire soldiers like Benny Maru, who are both third gen and second gen. And in my opinion, he's like the fucking, probably that was about, he's like the coolest character in the whole thing. Let's just be honest here. But anyway, this whole hierarchy of powers is genius. It gives the world a new rule set, which makes battles make sense, but it also creates tension. Every power is grounded in some form of physics, whether it's kinetic energy, friction, or plasma. It's not just fire, go, boom. There's science, lore, and creativity behind every fight. Plus, it's spiritual. There's a whole religious angle, with fire symbolizing life, death, and rebirth. The Fire Force isn't just any squad. They've seen holy warriors. They even pray for the Infernals before killing them. It adds to this emotional weight that other shows don't even touch. World building and lore. What really sold me was the world building. At first glance, it's just futuristic Tokyo with fire squads, but it slowly unravels into something way bigger. You've got multiple factions: the Tokyo Empire, the Holy Soul Temple, Hajime Industries, Evangelist cult. It's like Attack on Titan levels of political and religious complexity once you dig in. And this world hides so many secrets. Like, did you know the setting of Fire Force is a prequel to Soul Eater? Same creator. He laid seeds all throughout it. That sun with the creepy face, the Min, it's not just for show, it's all connected. That kind of long-term vision in storytelling is very rare, you know. The more you watch, the more you realise this isn't just a story about firefighters, it's about origins of the world, conspiracies that go deep, and humanity's survival against cosmic chaos. Let's talk about the characters on paper. On paper you might think they're standard anime archetypes, but Fire Force gives them a real edge and evolution. Take Shinra. At first, he's your typical underdog protagonist with dreams of being a hero, but his backstory is absolutely horrific. His house is burned down, his brother's show was taken, his mother became an infernal, and because of his devilish smile, everyone blamed him. That smile becomes a character's trait. It's awkward, it gets in the way, it hurts him, but he keeps smiling because he has to be a hero, even if nobody sees him that way. That's deeper than most MCs getting shown in. Then you've got Arthur Boyle, the Knight of the Round Table. He's stupidly funny but fights like an absolute monster when he believes he's a knight. I know people's typical favourite action fighter is Benimaru. Personally, I like Arthur because he's so unique in many ways. I think he's written the best of any other character in the whole show. That might be a bit of debate, maybe like Shinra's like, Shinra Benimaru. I'm just saying, Arthur is he's just goated, right? Benimaru, arguably one of the most overpowered side characters in anime. He's a first and second gen, and he moves like a demon. You're in for a banger when Benimaru shows up. Even Tamaki, who starts off as a fan service character, but she does, but not really, because I don't know. That's one of the cons about Fire Force, because she gets development later on that actually makes her compelling, but at the same time, she doesn't really, because she's still fucking. She's biggest fan service mercenary too. Anyway, the cast feels alive. They're weird, flawed, hilarious, and they all have weight behind them. They're not just trips, they evolve. Now the real reason we're all here. The action. Studio David Production went ballistic on this one. These fight scenes are cinematic. The camera work is dynamic. The choreography is fluid as hell. And the way they use fire powers visually is next level. We're taking full 360 degrees motion first person perspectives at insane speed. Every movement feels like weighty and purposeful. It's not just fast, it's stylish. And the flames, they feel alive, bright, wild, unpredictable, almost like they've got characters of their own. Best part, sound design. The way flames roar, how Shinra's feet ignite when he blasts forward, the music that kicks in right before beatdown, it's adrenaline pumping. But let's not forget about that fight in season 1. Shinra vs. Sho, absolute freaking madness. You've got time manipulation, alternate dimensions, brother versus brother stakes, all wrapped up in some of the cleanest animation you've ever seen. Honestly, if you're a big fan of action anime and you haven't seen Fire Force, you're missing out on some of the best fight choreography of the whole decade. Beyond all the fire and the fighting, Fire Force actually has some powerful themes. Identity. Shinra doesn't just want to be a hero. He needs to prove he's not a devil. That's eternal conflict. Faith first true. The whole religious angle asks, what if things you've devoted your life is a lie the whole time? And there's order versus chaos. The evangelist wants to literally return to the world of flames, and the Fire Force is the only line holding it together. It constantly wrestles with big questions while keeping the story moving. The balance of action, philosophy, and mystery is very rare. Also, the drip. Can we just admit Fire Force characters look sick? The fire helmets, the goats, the glowing blue stripes. It's uniformed but iconic. You see these glowing stripes, you know it's Fire Force. And the soundtrack, god tier. Can you name me any other anime in the whole entire existence with a soundtrack like this? I don't think you personally can. I know there's animes like, well, it only has 2 seasons, but Vinland Saga's soundtrack is always in my playlist personally. And there's JJK, which hasn't had a flaw in the past 2 seasons and the movie it had. But this soundtrack, god tier. From intense orchestral tracks to gritty hip-hop beats, it elevates every single flipping scene. To wrap this up, Fire Force is a gem. It's not just cool because it's loud and fiery, it's cool because it's smart, stylish, unique, and willing to take risks. The lore is rich, the powers are imaginative, and the visuals are just getting unmatched. It's got emotional depth, top tier world building, and some of the craziest fights in anime full stop. If you're sleeping on it, it's time to wake up, man. This is easily top tier shonen, and in terms of action, it's right up there with Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, and Demon Slayer. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's what I think of Fire Force. It isn't just good, it's essential to watch.
But furthermore, if you have any recommendations for me to review, please drop them down in the comments below. Thank you.